Hello, and welcome back to Daily English Whisper. Take a slow breath and just relax your mind. My name is Max, and today we are going to build something very powerful: a daily English listening routine. Not something complicated, not something that takes hours, but something simple, calm, and real. The title of today's episode is Daily English Listening Routine: Slow Shadowing, Real Life Fluency Practice. And today I will guide you through a way of practicing English that fits into your real life. Not a perfect life, not a free schedule, but your real day, with your real time. Maybe you feel like this. You want to improve your English, but your day is full. You try to listen sometimes, but you forget. Or you listen, but it feels passive, like nothing is changing. Or maybe you think, I need 1 full hour to really learn. But then that hour never comes. And slowly you feel stuck. If that sounds familiar, you are not doing anything wrong. You are just using a method that doesn't match your life. Because here is the truth. You don't need more time. You need a better rhythm, a rhythm you can repeat every day. Even when you are busy, even when you are tired, even when your motivation is low. And today, I will show you that rhythm. A simple structure that you can follow without stress. And there is something important you need to understand. Many learners believe, I need to understand everything I hear, or I need to focus very hard all the time. But that is not how real fluency grows. Real fluency grows with repetition and exposure. Small pieces, again and again, in different moments of your day. So here is the big idea for today. Fluency is not built in long sessions. It is built in small daily loops, not one long study, but many small connections. And today, we will build that together. A routine that moves with your life, not against it. So stay with me. Now, let me ask you something simple. What does a listening routine really mean? Do you imagine sitting down with headphones for a long time? Do you imagine full concentration, no distractions, perfect focus? For many people, that idea feels heavy. And because it feels heavy, they don't do it every day. But today, we will change that idea. A listening routine is not one long moment. It is a series of small moments connected through your day. Moments where English appears naturally. Moments where you don't fight your life. You move with it. And to do this, we use a simple technique: listening and shadowing in short cycles. Very small cycles, very light, very repeatable. Let me explain. You listen for a short moment. Then you repeat 1 or 2 sentences. Then you continue your day. That's it. No pressure, no long sessions, just small loops. Why does this work? Because your brain learns through repetition, not intensity. If you listen once for 1 hour and then stop for 3 days, your brain forgets. But if you listen for 5 minutes, many times a day, your brain remembers. It adapts. It gets used to English. Now, let's try a small practice together. Just relax and listen. I'll do this step by step. Now, repeat after me. I'll do this step by step. Good. Again, more natural. I'll do this step by step. Nice. Next sentence. This doesn't need to be perfect. Now, you. This doesn't need to be perfect. Very good. One more. I can continue even if I feel tired. Now, repeat. I can continue even if I feel tired. Excellent. You see? These are not special sentences, but they are useful. They fit your real life. And that is the key, because your routine must match your reality. Not an ideal version of your life, but your real day. So remember this idea. Short listening, small repetition, continue your day. That is your loop. And you can repeat this loop many times in different moments without stress, without pressure. Even if you feel distracted, even if you feel slow, you are still building something. Now, let's talk about the real problem. Not the idea of learning English, but the reality of your day. Because many learners say things like, I want to practice, but I don't have time. I start, but I don't stay consistent. I listen, but I don't feel progress. And maybe you feel this too. Maybe your day moves fast. You wake up, and suddenly it's already afternoon. You plan to practice, but something else appears. And at the end of the day, you feel a little frustrated, like you wanted to do more, but didn't. But here is something important. The problem is not your motivation. The problem is not your ability. The problem is the structure. Because if your routine is too big, your brain avoids it. If your routine needs perfect conditions, your life will interrupt it. And if your routine feels heavy, you will not repeat it. So, we need something different, something light, something flexible, something that fits into your real day without asking too much. So today, I will show you a few simple ways you can use English listening inside your normal life. Not extra time, not special time, your normal time, moments that already exist, and we will transform them into small learning opportunities. Not forced, not stressful, just integrated. These are not complicated techniques, they are simple shifts. But if you repeat them every day, they create real fluency, slowly, naturally. And before we begin, let me ask you something. Are you ready to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start using the moments you already have? Good, because that is the key. And one more small thing. If this idea feels useful to you, if you like this calm way of learning, you can support this by liking the video and staying with me. It helps more people find this kind of English. Simple, real, repeatable. All right, now let's begin with the first way to build your daily listening routine. Way number 1 is very simple, but very powerful. Attach English listening to a moment you already repeat every day. Not a new habit, not extra time, something you already do without thinking. Because the easiest habits are the ones that don't require effort to start. Let me give you an example. There is a moment in your day when you are not fully busy, but not fully free. Maybe when you are waiting for something to start. Not the usual examples. Think about this. You open your laptop and you are waiting for a file to load, or you are waiting for a program to start, or you are watching a progress bar move slowly. That small moment is perfect. Instead of doing nothing or checking random things, you play a short piece of English audio. Just 20 seconds, 30 seconds. That's enough. Now listen to this sentence. I can use this small moment. Now repeat. I can use this small moment. Good. Again, more natural. I can use this small moment. Nice. Another example. You are preparing something, but not actively doing it. Maybe you are waiting for water to heat, or waiting for a machine to finish a cycle. Your hands are free, your mind is light. That's your moment. You play a short audio, you listen once, then maybe you repeat one sentence. Not all of it, just one. Now try this. This part is easy to repeat. Say it. This part is easy to repeat. Very good. You see? This is not about creating time. It's about noticing time, small pieces of time that already exist, and using them without pressure. And here is something important. You don't need full attention. Even if your focus is 60%, it still works, because you are exposing your brain to English again and again. And that repetition is what builds familiarity. So during your day, start noticing these small moments. Not big ones, tiny ones. Moments that usually disappear without value. Now they have value. Now they become part of your routine. And remember, even one or two of these moments per day is already progress. You are building consistency without stress, without effort, and that is how real habits grow. You are doing more than you think. Now, let's move to the second way. This one is very interesting and a little different. Use transition moments to listen and repeat. What is a transition moment? It's a moment when you move from one thing to another. Not the activity itself, but the space between activities. These moments are often empty, but they are perfect for English. Let me show you. Imagine this. You finish one task, not a big task, something small. Maybe you close a document, or finish writing a message. Before you start the next thing, there is a pause, just a few seconds. That is your moment. You play a short sentence, you listen, and maybe you repeat it once. Now try this. I'm moving to the next thing. Repeat. I'm moving to the next thing. Good. Again. Slowly. I'm moving to the next thing. Nice. This connects English to movement, and that is powerful because your brain starts to link English with real actions, not just study time. Now, another example. You stand up to go somewhere, not far, just a small movement, from your desk to another room, from your chair to the window. During that movement, you can listen to one short sentence or repeat one. For example, let me check something quickly. Now say it. Let me check something quickly. Very good. You see? This is not a lesson. This is life with English inside it. And here is something important. You don't need many sentences. One sentence is enough because you repeat it in different moments, and repetition builds fluency, not variety. Now, one more transition. You finish something and you feel a small pause, not tired, just a natural break. Instead of going directly to the next thing, you take 10 seconds and you repeat one sentence you heard earlier. For example, that didn't go as expected. Now repeat. That didn't go as expected. Good. Again. That didn't go as expected. Nice. You are building something here, a bridge between your activities and English. So English is not separate anymore. It becomes part of your flow. And remember, you don't need to do this all day. Just 2 or 3 transition moments is enough. That's already a routine. That's already progress. So today, notice your transitions, the small pauses, the small movements, and use them even briefly, because these moments are easy to repeat, and what is easy to repeat becomes a habit. You are getting closer step by step. Now, let's continue with way number 3. This one is simple, but very effective. Replay one short audio at different moments of your day. Not new audio every time, not many different sources, just one short piece. Again and again in different situations. Because here is something important. Your brain doesn't learn fast with new information. Your brain learns deeply with familiar information. So instead of searching for new content all the time, you stay with one short audio, maybe 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, and you repeat it in different moments. For example, you listen once in the morning, then again later, during a small pause, then again in the afternoon. Each time it feels easier, more familiar, more natural. Now, listen to this sentence. I've heard this before. Repeat. I've heard this before. Good. Again. I've heard this before. Nice. That feeling is important because when something feels familiar, you relax. And when you relax, you speak better. Now let's add shadowing. The first time, you just listen. The second time, you repeat one sentence. The third time, you try to repeat with more rhythm. Not perfect, just closer. Let's try. Listen. I'm getting used to this. Now repeat. I'm getting used to this. Good. Again, more natural. I'm getting used to this. Very nice. Now, imagine this in your real day. You hear the same sentence in different moments. While standing, while walking, while waiting. Each time, your brain connects it. More, stronger, clearer, and suddenly, you don't need to think about it, you just say it. That is fluency. Not fast, not perfect, just natural. And here is something very important. You don't need many repetitions in one moment. You need repetitions across the day. That is the secret. So instead of listening once for a long time, you listen many times in short moments. And this creates something powerful because English becomes part of your environment, not just something you study. So today, choose one short audio, just one, and repeat it in at least 3 different moments. That's enough. That is your routine. That is your progress. Before we continue, tell me something in the comments. Which way feels easier for you so far? Using small moments? Using transitions? Or repeating one audio? I'd like to know. And stay with me until the end. Because the last idea is the one that connects everything into one simple system. Keep going. You are building real fluency, step by step. Now, let's move to the final way. This is the one that connects everything, the one that turns these small actions into a real routine. Way number 4 is this. Create a personal English loop inside your day. Not random moments, not accidental practice. A small, repeatable pattern, something you can follow every day without thinking too much. Let me explain. This loop has 3 simple parts. You listen, you repeat, and you reconnect later. That's it. But the power is not in one moment. The power is in the repetition across your day. Let's imagine how this works. In the morning, you listen. Not long, just a short audio. Maybe while you are adjusting something or preparing your space. You don't try to understand everything. You just let the sound enter. Now repeat this sentence. I'll just listen for now. Say it. I'll just listen for now. Good. That is the first part of your loop. Then later, in a different moment, you repeat. Not everything, just 1 or 2 sentences you remember, even if it's not perfect, even if you change a word, that's okay. For example, that part stayed in my mind. Now repeat. That part stayed in my mind. Very good. That is the second part. Then, later, again, you reconnect. You listen to the same audio one more time. Now, it feels different, more familiar, more clear. You recognize words. You feel progress. Now, say this. I understand it a little better. Now, repeat. I understand it a little better now. Nice. That is the third part. And together, this becomes your loop. Listen, repeat, reconnect. Not in one session. Across your day. And this is what makes it powerful, because it fits your life. You don't stop your day, you move with it. Now here is something important. This loop doesn't need to be perfect. Some days, you only listen. Some days, you only repeat. Some days, you do all three. That's okay, because consistency is more important than perfection. And over time, this loop becomes automatic. You don't think about it, you just do it. Like checking your phone, like opening a door. It becomes natural, and that is when real fluency starts. So, today, try this loop. Just once. One short audio, 3 small moments. That's enough. You are building something real, and it's already working, even if you don't see it yet. Now, let's expand this idea a little more, because your English loop can grow very naturally. You don't need to add more time. You just adjust how you use your moments. Let me show you a few small ways to make your routine stronger. Imagine this. You are in the middle of your day, and something small doesn't go as expected. Not a big problem, just a small delay. Instead of reacting in silence, you can connect it with your loop. You remember a sentence from your audio, and you say it. For example, that took longer than I thought. Now repeat. That took longer than I thought. Good. This is powerful, because now your listening becomes speaking, not separate, connected. Now another small expansion. Sometimes you hear the audio again, but this time you change one word, just one, to make it more personal. For example, original sentence, I'm getting used to this. You can change it to, I'm slowly getting used to this. Now say it. I'm slowly getting used to this. Very good. This is how you move from repetition to flexibility. And that is a big step. Now, one more idea. At some point in your day, you feel a moment of reflection. Not a long moment, just a few seconds where you think. You can use that moment to recall a sentence, not listen, not repeat. Just remember it. For example, I heard something useful earlier. Now repeat. I heard something useful earlier. Nice. This trains your memory, and your connection with English becomes stronger. Now here is something important. You don't need to do all of this every day. Just 1 or 2 small actions is enough. Because your goal is not intensity. Your goal is continuity. To keep English present in your day, in small ways, in natural ways. So your routine becomes flexible, alive, adapted to your life. And over time, you don't feel like you are doing a routine, you just feel like English is part of your day. And that changes everything. Because when something feels natural, you don't resist it, you repeat it. And when you repeat it, you improve without stress. So keep it simple, keep it light, and keep it going. You are building something real, even in the smallest moments. And now, let's bring everything together. Take a slow breath and just listen. Today, you didn't learn a long list of rules. You didn't study difficult grammar. You didn't wait for a perfect moment. You built something more powerful, a daily rhythm, a way to use English inside your real life. You learned how to use small moments, how to use transitions, how to repeat one short audio, and how to connect everything into one simple loop. This is how real fluency grows, not in big steps, but in small, repeated actions. So here is your secret sentence for today. The idea that connects everything. Use small moments again and again. Say it with me. Use small moments again and again. Again, slowly. Use small moments again and again. Good. Now, think about your day. There are many moments you can use, even if they feel too small. When something loads, when something finishes, when you move, when you pause, these are not empty moments anymore. They are part of your English. For example, when you finish something, that's done, I can move forward. When something feels uncertain, I'll figure this out step by step. When something changes suddenly, that wasn't part of the plan. These are real sentences, real thoughts, and now they can be in English, little by little, without pressure. And this is the goal. Not to study English as a subject, but to let English become part of your daily thinking, part of your identity, something you use naturally, something you trust. And listen, even if today feels simple, even if it feels small, this is how real progress looks: quiet, slow, but consistent. And I want you to remember this. I'm proud of you. Because you stayed, because you listened, because you are building something real. If you want to continue this journey, you can subscribe to Daily English Whisper and keep practicing one calm step at a time. There is no rush, there is no pressure, just progress every day. This is Max, and I'll see you very soon. Take care and keep going.